The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. Hello, this is Samyukta Nair, and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about personal development, growth, mindsets, spirituality, and all that jazz. So, today I am talking about The Way of Integrity. I discovered this book and the author Martha on Marie Forleo's podcast, and the ideas that she was putting forth, her stories, her experiences as she lived these ideas, her belief and conviction in what she was saying, it truly convinced and inspired me. And I bought the book. And here is a summary of what I found most valuable from the book and how it has been changing my life. So, the first important idea is about detecting hustle. So, hustle is the difference between what we do because it is told by culture versus our true nature. So, anything that you do solely to influence others and not to express your true nature is called hustle. So, smiling when you don't feel like it, or following some religious traditions that you don't believe in because your parents told you to, or wearing torn jeans to look cool, or not wearing torn jeans because you're afraid it will offend someone. All of that hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle is not necessarily bad. It means that you're fitting into culture nicely, you're following culture, but it is against your true nature, and this is creating a split inside you. So, this is the first exercise. I would like you to take a pen or paper or open the notes app in your mobile or just some Word document and answer these questions honestly. So, the first one is, do you ever hang out with people you don't truly enjoy? Who are they? This could be physically, pre pandemic, or virtually. Second question is, do you consistently make yourself do anything or many things you don't really want to do? Make a list. Are there things you do solely out of fear that not doing them will upset someone or lower your value in someone else's eyes? What are they? Are there any times in your daily life where you're consistently pretending to be happier or more interested than you really are? In what areas, that is, relationships, job activities, places, do you tend to do this? Do you ever say things you know aren't true, or things you don't really truly mean? What are they? So, if you honestly do this exercise, it can be really valuable. Pause the video and answer these questions. So, within the safe space of the book, I was able to unload so many lies I was living under and so many unsaid truths I was living under. The people I hang out with, my career choices, my daily activities that I do, the big goals and desires that I have, from the small things to the big things to my relationships, everything. So, this first step in the way of integrity is just realizing and detecting your hustles, the things that you're doing, which is prescribed by culture and not by your true nature. So, you will realize that there is a split between culture and nature, which leads us to self sabotage, procrastination, addiction to various things as we try to numb this pain of not living our true nature. So, what she tells us is that the best way I know to deal with self sabotage is to realize that deep down in our internal inferno is a belief that is hurting us. For example, for me, I used to respond with anger and frustration when people used to talk about girls not being talented enough for science or the lack of girls in science and technology. And I realized much later that I had this belief that I wasn't as talented, logical, scientific enough as my guy peers, and which is why I wasn't achieving my full potential, or rather, I wasn't getting enough recognition for it. This was causing suffering, which led me to this being very defensive about this idea. So, researchers have found out that focusing on your values has almost this magical ability to accomplish the very things that you feel that you can do by attacking our enemies. So, this next exercise I found very valuable. So, so the first thing is think of a verb adverb phrase that defines your core value. For example, for me, it was uplifting intelligently. It for you, it could be living mindfully, um, spending wisely. I don't know, whatever it is. Um, yeah, write that down. Second, think of an issue that bothers you, issue in the world that bothers you. Then third is in regard to the issue that you've just cited, acting in accordance with those core values, what positive thing can I create? So, what I wrote down about earlier about the girls in STEM. So, uplifting intelligently. How can I uplift girls intelligently? So, here I can create a community where I can mentor or teach girls tech or introduce them to tech or introduce them, have a group, have a powerful group of women. And yeah, responding to issues by focusing on our values is really magical. Then we have the seed of this book. So on New Year's Eve, she decided to not lie for a year, and it completely changed every part of her life. It's insane to think about the kind of experiences she had. So, the number one creature that kills humans is the mosquito. So, lying is just like a mosquito, like a blood sucking insect that takes out love and life out of you. You become cold and distant and numb to the people you lie to, including yourself. You become distant and numb if you lie to yourself also. So, lying is pathetic, and she puts forth the idea that lying enables every other type of evil, and that was like an aha moment for me. For example, even to conduct a murderer has to make so many lies. And yeah, I can attest with personal experience that compulsive liars can go to any extent to defend their lie. And if you make one lie, you have to make nine other lies to save it. And all these hustles, they require a constant sustained effort to keep these lies alive, unlike truth. It's crazy the kind of experiences she had. She admitted to being gay, consciously uncoupled from her husband. She she was part of the Mormonic Church, which is a very conservative church, and she publicly admitted to being misbehaved or harassed by her father, and that led to like a pandemonium. She received death threats and many. She was banished from everything, and but living in her truth, in spite of these horrible circumstances outside, living in her truth, she has achieved a sense of peace, a sense of living in her truth, a sense of joy. She now lives in the woods. She feels more connected to the animals. And there is extreme joy and happiness and a continuous sustained sense of happiness and peace as she's living her truth in spite of losing everything from her past life, from her outside life. She has found and made space for things that truly matter to her. So the next exercise of the book is first is think of a time frame, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year is too much, for something which feels reasonable to you, and commit to not lying at all for that time period. Not even if someone asks you, are you okay? And you're not, you don't say, I'm okay. So, yeah. And um, simple, do not lie for that time period. And maybe there are times when you aren't able to speak your truth, or at least journal about it or document it somewhere to yourself, the truth. And yeah, please do try this out for a week. A week is possible, I think. And yeah, I committed it to a week, and it's changed a lot of things. I questioned a lot of things about myself, and I've been able to acknowledge and admit and move towards my truth bit by bit. So here comes the idea of the 1 degree turn. So as you detect your hustles, as you detect your lies, you will want to move towards your truth, but all of us cannot make those big changes. And it has been found in research that small positive changes are more effective and faster and last longer. So the idea of 1 degree turns. So if you start on a 10,000 mile journey and you make a 1 degree turn every half hour, you will end up at a completely different place. So to make those 1 degree turns, those small choices in your life, when someone asks you, are you fine? Say the truth. If someone asks you, what do you want to eat? Say the truth. Make those small choices, and as you build up courage with those small choices, you will get the courage to make those big decisions if you have to. And uh, yeah. So, like for example, make a list of 5 things that you are going to do today or this week. Then compare the time that you actually want to do them versus, like in an ideal world, how much time would you want to spend on it, and how much are you planning to, and try to spend 10 minutes more doing the things that you want to truly want to do, and less 10 minutes less doing the things that you do not want to do. And I assure you, as you make these 1 degree small turns and turn towards your truth, you magical things will start unfolding as you connect with your truth. I would suggest that listen to her on. She's there on Marie Forleo podcast, Oprah's podcast, Jay Shetty's podcast. Her energy and her conviction will make you believe in these ideas. And I would like to tell you that if you found this content valuable, please like, share, subscribe, comment. If you had some aha moments, or if you found something really valuable. And I would like to leave you with the thought that peace is your home, integrity or truth is your way to it, and everything that you long for will meet you there.